I started working at a place that was processing a lot of meat, and we were doing huge banquets and huge weddings, and two restaurants operating out of the same kitchen. And I just couldn't wrap my head around how this was like sustainable. I think I was like helping my sous chef break down a pig, and I was like, this does not feel right. So asked to myself, like, what is this all about? And that's kind of when I discovered veganism. I heard about the vegan way of eating before. Came up on like a kitchen ticket, and it'd be like, oh, vegan, what does that even mean? That means like, no bread or something, right? No, that's gluten free. So I am vegan. I do follow a vegan lifestyle. I've been vegan for just around 10 years or so. It's quite simple. Once I started learning about veganism as a way of life, it just answered so many questions for me. And the real thing was once I learned about how it is the most effective, efficient, economical, and impactful way to reduce your carbon footprint as an individual, then, well, it made total sense for me to live that way. And I don't think you really sacrifice much at all. In fact, you gain so much from being open to changing the ways that you eat and being mindful of the things you eat. I was new to Vermont. I grew up in Massachusetts, and when I moved up here, the whole like local food movement was such a turn on, and I didn't go to school for culinary stuff. I was just really into it. When I moved to Vermont, I knew I moved here because I didn't want to be in Massachusetts. I saw a lot of friends moving to Boston and kind of getting in these like 9-to-5 type jobs, and I wanted to do something different. There was not a all vegan restaurant in Burlington, so it seemed reasonable for me to believe that there was an opportunity to put vegan food out there. Of course, for the folks that are vegan and vegetarian, but I knew that if I was doing food well enough, that Vermont and Burlington especially has such a supportive community in trying new things with food, and especially if it's like a mindfully executed menu, whether it's a locally sourced or like totally out there, crafty, different, or really comfort and wholesome, they'd be into it. And I tried to incorporate all those things, but the vegan food being the sort of the foundation of it all. It's like the goal of Pingala is to get people to think about these things ultimately, but we try to do that through tasty food, welcoming atmosphere, all the things that a great restaurant is. But beyond that is like, well, hey, there's something more behind this, and this is why. But we certainly strive to make Pingala not feel like you've got to be vegan to feel comfortable eating here. When you love what you're doing, it just truly doesn't feel like work. One of the awesome things about every day in my life, and I think being a small business owner, is that like every day is different, very different, and the routine things, some of the things that stay constant and routine, like you look to those for that sort of groundedness, but you never know what's going to happen. We've completely adjusted our operations because we've had to. So right now we're doing the contactless porch side pickup. Our hours have been changed drastically because we've had to let people go and furlough them for the time being. We have an amazing
staff, and they've all just said like, we're, you know, if you need help, we can help. I mean, I certainly could take the angle of like, oh, well, guess why this happened, guys, and like go down that road with it. But that's never been like the ethos of Pingala from the get-go. Like, we've always been like, here's our food. You don't have to be vegan to eat it or to like it, even pandemic or not. We are all in this together. I hope that this helps illuminate that for everybody even more than it has in the past, and you know, hopefully we can all learn from it. It's not a trend. It's not going away. It's like totally here to stay, and you know, part of the reason for all this crap that we all just had to go through was because of animal exploitation. So let's do things that support another direction, a new direction, a better direction.